Hey folks, I am motivated to make this video because I got a little pet peeve I want to share with y'all. That's right, I'm peeved. If you are a happiness-er, if you subscribe to my channel and or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, then you know that I am all about inspiration with a laugh. I am all about trying to motivate you to be the best person you can be. So many of my posts are inspirational, motivational, encouraging. Things like be kind to everyone all the time. Forgiveness is a must. Always have faith. Let go and let God. You know, things like that are often very challenging for most people. So something that I really don't need you to ever say is easier said than done. That's why I post things like this. I'm not just trying to put out some words that sound all flowery and nice. No, I'm actually trying to cause you to think about your life, think about the kind of person you are, think about your behavior, your actions, your words, and try to make a difference. Be more mindful. And yes, that is difficult. Life is not easy. Whoever told you that life was supposed to be easy? Nothing in life is easy. So you sitting around leaving comments like easier said than done, what you're really saying is, that's too hard, Jay. If you want to complain about life being too hard, then you will never be a happy person. Because everything is easier said than done. That's why that is a pointless phrase. Waking up in the morning is easier said. Doing the dishes is easier said than done, but you still gotta do them. Whether it's hard or easy doesn't matter. Be responsible and allow other people to hold you accountable if in fact you really want to be a decent human being. You know, my whole thing is hashtag share the happy, and sometimes people think that share the happy means that we're gonna do feel good messages up in here all the time. No, being happy doesn't mean that you're always gonna feel good. That sounds really weird, doesn't it? Being happy doesn't mean you're always gonna feel good. What are you talking about? Happiness means I feel good. No, happiness means you do what needs to be done in order to create peace and harmony on the inside so that it ripples out and creates peace and harmony all around you. Did you get that? Being happy doesn't always feel good. It means doing what's hard sometimes so that you can create peace and harmony on the inside so that you can ripple out and create peace and harmony to the rest of the world. So please don't ever come up on any of my posts talking about some easier said than done. Because I just might come back at you with some, get off my page and go do your dishes. Because if you've seen this video, you'll know what I mean by that. Because doing your dishes is easier said than done. Everything in the world is easier said than done. But you still got to do what you got to do. And please don't think, well, Jay, not all of us can be perfect like you. No, I'm not perfect. It's easier said than done for me too, okay? Let me tell you a story. The day before yesterday, I just posted the video, You Don't Know Me, where I told you the cookie poem. Now, I don't know if that story is true or not, but this one is. So I'm going to diagram this like they do on People's Court, okay? Because this is what happened to me. The same exact day, I had just sat up there and read this cookie story, and this is what I did. Listen up. So I went to pick up my son from school. So me and the girls, we piled in our Batmobile. We drove to school. We had to find a place to park on the street, as we always do. And there was plenty of parking on the street, okay? Here's a car here up against the driveway. Here's another driveway over here. So I have all these options. Look, like 3 parking spots, right? So I'm thinking to myself, well, I could just do the easy thing and pull all the way up to the driveway, but then that would cause somebody else, 1 or 2 cars, to have to come and parallel park behind me. But I like to be a friendly parker. Another pet peeve of mine, I can't stand it, when people take up 2 parking spots unnecessarily. I hate that. That is so rude. I can't stand that, so I would never do that, right? I would never do that because I'm so kind and wonderful. I think to myself, okay, I'm not going to take up multiple parking spots, right, and park like that, like some rude person would do. So I'm going to pull in, do the nice thing, be a friendly parker, pull all the way back close to this vehicle here so somebody else can have an easy time pulling in and parking in front of me. So I pull back. Well, I thought I did. Then another car, we'll call her Miss Mater, okay? A lady comes and parks in front of me like that. I said, no, this heifer, this buck-tooth Miss Mater is going to come up and pull just like I was trying to be nice and leave 2 parking spaces open, and she's going to come and do my pet peeve and pull in front of me and take up 2 parking spots. How rude is she? So I'm sitting here in the van. Miss Mater gets out the car and has the nerve to look back at me and give me a smile like, you know, have a nice day kind of thing. I wanted to give her the stank eye. That's what I wanted to do. But I was nice enough to at least give her a half a smile. I was like, use a heifer. You know, you just pulled up in here and took up 2 parking spots because you are rude. So I get out of the Batmobile. I grab my daughters. We start walking across the street. I look back at the parking situation. And let me tell you what I saw with my own 2 eyes. I saw this. Do you know that I was the one taking up 2 spots? Yes, I was. The same day I posted that cookie story, I was the one, because let me tell you something, because this person who was parked behind me was still sitting in their car. And you know how when you park and you want to pull up to somebody when they're still sitting in the car, you don't want to mess around and actually tap their bumper, right? So you kind of don't pull as far back as you should. So I kind of did that. So I really didn't pull back as far back as I could have. So I actually, when I thought I was here, I was actually here. And because of where I was sitting in my seat, when Miss Mater pulled in, it looked like she wasn't very close to this driveway. But when I got out, zoomed out, pulled back my perspective, when I could see a little bit more of the situation, I realized she actually was pulled all the way to the driveway. And because I wasn't pulled back as far as I believed I was the one taking up 2 spots. I was the bucktooth heifer. She could have looked back at me and gave me the stink eye, but she didn't. She looked back at my crazy parking job and gave me a big old smile. I was really glad in that moment that I had at least given her that half a smile that I did. So now I'm going to go forward and remember the story even more next time. When I see somebody parking, taking up 2 spots, I'm not going to judge them for that. I'm just going to give them a big old smile because I don't know the story. I don't know the situation. Maybe just yesterday they were a victim of a hit and run. Somebody crashed into their car and drove off, so now they're afraid to park too close to people. Maybe they have a glass eyeball and have depth perception problems. Or maybe, just maybe, I'm the one in the wrong and I just can't see it because I'm not omniscient. It is not my job to sit in judgment. It is simply my job to love people. That's it. So I got back in the Batmobile, humbled myself, and pulled back my vehicle just a little bit so that if somebody wanted to swoop in, they could park there. Because I am a kind of nice person, right? So I was trying to make up for my mistake and do the right thing. Point being, I have to check myself all the time. That's why I post the things I post, because I want to encourage you to do the same. I don't want to hear you talking about easier said than done. I want you to think about those posts, chew and marinate on them the same way I do. Truth be told, most of my posts come from my experiences in life. It's because I don't have a perfect life or a perfect mind or a perfect heart. I'm not a perfect person. Many of my posts are for me, and I'm just sharing them with you because I want all of us to work on being better people every day. I truly work to be the change I wish to see in the world, and I hope you do too. So go do your dishes without complaint. I wish you peace and many blessings.
Dislikes, mishlike.
Share the happy with J. Tracie. She munched the cookies and watched the clock as the gutsy cookie thief diminished her stock.